Have you ever wondered what it feels like to fly where no rescue can reach you? Picture yourself gazing through an aircraft window for more than 10 consecutive hours, witnessing nothing but the vast, unending Pacific Ocean stretching beneath you. No other planes leave contrails in the sky. No ships. The waters below. Just you, suspended between heaven and an impossibly remote sea, with the nearest human beings orbiting above you in space, rather than living on the planet beneath your wings. This isn't science fiction or an exaggerated travel tale. This represents the daily reality for passengers aboard one of aviation's most extraordinary routes. Welcome to the world's loneliest flight path, where the concepts of distance, isolation, and vulnerability take on meanings that most travelers never contemplate. Today, we're exploring a journey that challenges everything we assume about modern air travel's safety and connectivity. The geography of isolation. The South Pacific Ocean harbors secrets that few people truly comprehend, spanning nearly 64 million square miles. This body of water contains a location so profoundly isolated that scientists gave it a name reflecting its absolute remoteness. Point Nemo, the oceanic pole of inaccessibility. This coordinate sits precisely 1,670 miles from land in every direction, making it the most distant point from any coastline on our entire planet. To understand this isolation, consider that astronauts aboard the International Space Station, orbiting 250 miles above Earth, represent the closest human beings to anyone standing at Point Nemo. The nearest land masses include Ducie Island to the north, Motunui off Easter Island to the northeast, and Mar Island near Antarctica to the south. Aviation authorities actually recommend that commercial aircraft maintain a minimum distance of 400 miles from this location, creating an unofficial exclusion zone around Earth's loneliest spot. The route that defies convention, LATAM Airlines Flight 800 operates one of aviation's most ambitious journeys, connecting Sydney, Australia, with Santiago, Chile. This route typically includes a stopover in Auckland, New Zealand, but the second leg from Auckland to Santiago crosses the heart of the South Pacific's most desolate waters. The flight path necessarily ventures near Point Nemo, threading carefully along the southern boundary of this aviation dead zone. Qantas Airways takes this challenge even further with their direct flight QF27, eliminating the Auckland stopover entirely. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner traces an arc that brings passengers remarkably close to Antarctica's icy coastline. The curvature of Earth dictates this seemingly counterintuitive route. We're flying toward the South Pole actually represents the shortest distance between two cities on opposite sides of the Pacific Ocean, demonstrating the fascinating intersection of geography, physics, and practical aviation. When the unthinkable nearly happened, March 11th, 2024, began as an ordinary day. For LATAM Airlines Flight 800, the Boeing 787 Dreamliner departed Sydney, carrying hundreds of passengers bound for Santiago via Auckland, roughly 1 hour from the New Zealand coastline. While cruising over the Tasman Sea, the aircraft suddenly plummeted more than 300 feet in mere seconds. Cockpit displays went completely dark as passengers and unsecured items were violently thrown upward into the cabin ceiling. The chaos resulted in dozens of injuries, including multiple broken bones among passengers who had been peacefully seated moments before. Preliminary investigations suggested the captain's seat had involuntarily lurched forward, possibly triggering the Boeing's automated systems to pitch the nose downward dramatically. The pilots managed to regain control and successfully executed an emergency landing in Auckland. However, the truly chilling aspect of this incident wasn't what happened, but rather what almost happened and where it nearly occurred. The nightmare scenario, the terrifying reality that keeps aviation safety experts awake, involves a simple question of timing and geography. Had LATAM 800's mechanical failure occurred just 2 hours later, the aircraft would have been crossing the remote expanse of the South Pacific rather than approaching Auckland. At that point, injured passengers would face a wait of 4 to 6 hours before reaching any medical facilities. Assuming the aircraft could even continue flying safely toward the nearest suitable airport. Consider the brutal mathematics of this scenario. McMurdo Station in Antarctica, the closest potential emergency landing site for flights hugging the southern route, accommodates merely 200 people during winter months and possesses only basic medical capabilities. The Boeing 787's gliding distance without engine power extends approximately 100 miles, meaning a catastrophic dual-engine failure over the deep Pacific would leave pilots with exactly one option: attempting a controlled water landing thousands of miles from the nearest rescue vessels, or functioning runway, the technology that makes it possible. Modern aviation's conquest of these extreme distances relies heavily on ETOP certification, which stands for Extended Range Twin Engine Operational Performance Standards. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner holds an ETOP's rating, allowing it to fly more than 330 minutes from the nearest suitable airport. This means that even with a single engine failure, the aircraft can continue flying for over 5.5 hours, providing pilots with precious time and options when crossing oceanic voids. Yet technology alone cannot eliminate all risks inherent to these ultra-long-haul routes. Both LATAM and Qantas strategically plan their flight paths to hug Antarctica's coastline whenever operationally feasible, deliberately adding distance to maintain proximity to potential emergency landing sites. The aircraft carry enhanced emergency equipment, including extended-range life rafts and specialized survival gear appropriate for both Antarctic and tropical Pacific environments. Pilots undergo rigorous training for oceanic emergencies, practicing scenarios that most aviators will hopefully never encounter in their entire careers. The beautiful terror of remote aviation, the flights crossing the South Pacific represent humanity's audacious triumph over geography and our simultaneous humility before nature, ce vaste indifference. These routes operate daily, carrying thousands of passengers annually who sleep, watch movies, and enjoy meals while suspended above the planet's most isolated waters. Most travelers never contemplate the extraordinary nature of their journey or the layers of planning, technology, and skill that make such voyages routine rather than reckless. Before we conclude, if you've found this journey into aviation's most remote corners fascinating, please subscribe to Orphiq, hit that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever flown one of these ultra-remote roatas? Would the knowledge of flying over Point Nemo make you reconsider booking a trans-Pacific ticket? Or does it add an element of adventure to the experience? We'd genuinely love to hear your perspective on whether this isolation feels thrilling or terrifying. Join our community here at Orphiq for more deep explorations into the remarkable, the unexpected, and the extraordinary stories that shape our modern world. Your experiences and reactions help us understand how these incredible feats of human achievement resonate with real travelers. So please take a moment to share your thoughts below.